Hey y'all, I want to take a minute to talk to you about binding attachments and how to use them, what to look for on the good ones, and what to avoid on Amazon. So let's get started. So my binding attachment voyage started with the 3/4 inch Sailrite swing away binding attachment. This is a fine product. I bought this one about 2 years ago. Tried it out right away. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. I couldn't get it to work. And I got online, looked up videos. Everybody's using them. I tried it. It failed so many times. I threw it in a drawer and gave up. A couple months later, I pull it back out and I try it again. And it was so frustrating. I can't even start to tell you how mad I was. So I took pictures, I took video, and I actually sent it to Sailrite customer service and said, somebody please look at this and tell me what I'm doing wrong, because I can't get this to work. I'm ready to throw it out the window. Wouldn't you know, 15 minutes later, I got an email from Eric Grant from Sailrite. And if there's one thing that Sailrite is not going to stand for, is it's one of their customers being dissatisfied with the product. And after we talked a little while, and we talked about the material that I was trying to bind with, it turns out all my fault, of course. I knew it was. But the problem was I was using some binding material that I got on Amazon, and I can't remember the size, but it was in millimeters. And so this is a 3/4 inch. It's expecting 3/4 inch ribbon or binding material. On this 1 inch, which is a fine product, it's expecting 1 inch binding material. Well, what I was doing was I was using this kind of binding material. I think it's called either grow grain or gross grain. Somebody tell me if the S is pronounced or not, or if it's silent, but I can't remember. Anyway, when you buy this online, it's usually 25 millimeters. Okay, 1 inch in millimeters is 25.4 millimeters. And I was trying to use 25 millimeters. So I was down a whole millimeter. And what was happening was it was letting the fabric slide under this. So I had more at the bottom, less at the top, and I wasn't stitching the top of the binding material. I was only catching the bottom. So after I ordered proper binding materials, all those troubles went away. So you can use, this is like some nylon webbing. And if you wanted to use this on your heavy duty projects, this works great. You just feed it through there and you got it in there, and then you put your fabric in there. Bzz, goes along just perfect. Another thing that you can do, now when it takes this 1 inch and it just folds it over, with this nylon webbing style binding material, it has a finished edge on it. Other materials will not have a finished edge, and all it's doing is folding it in half. Okay, so you may have what they call a raw edge on the top and the bottom. Well, I got online again and I ordered some of this. This is double fold bias tape and it's a width of 1/2 inch. So see, that's only 1/2 inch, but if you open it up, that's 1 inch. And it's already folded in again right there. So it's folded once and then it's folded again. But if you open this up, you can put this into your 1 inch binder from Sailrite, and when it comes out, it's going to fold it over right where it was already folded in the first place, and that's going to look great. So let me get one of these installed here on this Vevor, and we'll take it from there and we'll do some close-ups and I'll show you how all this works. Now I want to caution you, when I got this 3/4 inch figured out with the help of Eric Grant, I went online and I said, okay, well, I'm past that project that I was working on with the 3/4 inch, so I need a 1 inch now. And I got online and I just ordered, you know, a 1 inch binder that looked like this from Amazon. It was awful. Again, only Sailrite has this little stop screw that will stop it. Those other ones that I was getting, when you close it up, was allowing this part to jump on top of this, and this had snags in it. It was terrible. I wound up returning it. I tried another one. I returned it. I tried another one, and finally, oh, and there's also this other little piece right here. I'll show you on the close-up that the Chinese ones that you get on Amazon doesn't have this little guard right there. But you know, those other ones on Amazon, they're about, I don't know, 25 bucks, 15, 20, $25, and they're awful. And I know that this 1 inch Sailrite is, I think it was like $65. It might seem like a lot, but the first time you use it, you're going to realize why you need a Sailrite binding attachment. Okay, so go ahead and mount your jig into these two little holes right here, and almost every machine has got those holes. And if you don't have one of these little guys, this is really handy because it's really short, and it'll let you can either use your fingers to turn it and then use this as a ratchet to really crank it down. And you can pick these up at Harbor Freight. I'll see if I can put a link in the description for it. But they're very useful to have around the house, and they make wonderful gifts if you want to send one to a friend of yours on the other side of the country. But anyway, just want to show you that. So what I want to do is I'm going to use this 1 inch nylon strapping, and it's kind of heavy duty for a binding material, but it works great. Now another thing that I want to show you is this little piece right here. See that piece coming out? That's exclusive to Sailrite, and what that does is when your binding material comes out, see there? It's sitting right on that little piece, and what that does is make sure that your binding material is pushed all the way around your fabric or your material that you're trying to bind. So it works out really well. And then also Sailrite, this little screw right here, that's exclusive only to Sailrite binding attachments, and that stops it from going any further. And the swing away function, I'm going to show you how cool that is in just a second. So once you've got that figured out where you want it, and you've got, you know, where your stitch is going to land, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do about an inch just to get it started. And then I'm going to take my material. This is 2 pieces of just some Cordura nylon, and you're going to put it in the mouth right here, and that's what you want to concentrate on. You want to use this little wing right there to push your material this way while you're going that way. So if you just push it in a diagonal like that as you go, it's going to really push that material up into that binding material. So let's give this a whirl. Okay, now watch what happens when I reverse. See how that binding attachment backs up with me? And then when you're done, you just take this, swing it out of the way, take your scissors, cut it, pull it out, and look at there. That looks great. Okay, so the other example I'm going to show you is with this other binding material. Okay, so the other binding material I want to show you, this is a double fold 1/2 inch. So it's already folded. Now that's an inch, but if you open it up again, you can see that it's double folded. So it's folded in and it's still at 1 inch, but it's already creased to be folded again. This is handy if you just want to do it by hand, but if you open this up, it will go right into our binder just like that, and it's going to fold it right on that crease. So again, like the other one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to sew about 1 inch, and then I want to take this same piece. Tell you what, let me clean this up.
1 hour later.
All right, so we're going to stick that in there, and we're going to go with this. And there we go. And that looks great. So I want to take this other one . We'll just check both of them. So you see here on the end, that material is pushed right up into that edging, and that looks really, really good. Look at that. So if you get a chance, try out this Sailrite 1 inch or 3/4, or they also go, I think they've got 1.5 inches, and I think they've got a 2 inch. And the more that you go on the inch, the wider this mouth is. And like the 2 inch model, it has a really wide mouth because it's made to like bind around carpets and stuff. But anyway, Hope that helped you out. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and y'all have a good weekend.